Yep, go ahead.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dominic from New Fellowship. I'm here with Tanika and Farrah. Beautiful Farrah. Just gonna ask them a couple of questions about, bridging the gap between generations. So, ladies, do you feel like there's a gap between generations of older generation and youth today?
I don't feel like it's a gap. I think it's a misunderstanding. And the reason why I feel like it's a misunderstanding because you have the seasoned folks that have stuck in their ways, like can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I feel like that's a philosophy, and then I feel like as being a younger generation that kind of just don't want to hear what older people have to say because you feel like they old.
Yeah, I completely agree. How do you there?
I don't know if I believe that there's a thing. I think we've coined this term like bridging the gap, but I feel like there really shouldn't be a gap. I just feel like we're all in these different places. The adults have gone through our process and they kind of feel like we need to be at their process, and really what it is they have to give us the time that they had to mature and grow and experience and have our own downfalls so that we can learn from those mistakes and then carry it forward to the next generation.
Fellowship. I'm here with Janae from St. John's Missionary Baptist Church in Roxbury. She's in the 16-year-old age group. So just a couple questions. Do you feel like when you go to church, the older generation kind of treats you differently?
Yeah, like we don't have so much as like a voice, I guess, in church. Like I guess it's more older people than young people at my church. So we're kind of like over it. Like we're kind of separated. And so. Do
you feel like it's more of a negative effect or a positive effect? Because a lot of people, I know when I was growing up, I learned a lot from the older people, but I was just like you, if I got in trouble, they'd hit me in the back of the head. And looking back now, it's like kind of a good thing, but it's tough when you're growing up and you don't really listen to stuff.
It's a negative effect because I mean with how they choose to run the church and how they want the church to be ran, it contradicts us from growing as youth because they're older, so you need young people to keep the church.
14 UBC convention with Minister Lakeisha, asking her perception on bridging the gap and what it entails. So Minister, what do you think the reason is why we have such a gap between the older people and the younger people, and what we could do to make that better?
Well, I think every like 4 to 3 years, the gap it changes because of that. Everyone ages, and the different types of way of moving in life. After they turn 18 years old, they're ready to go. Go off into their own world, and everything changes. So the next set of people, they come up, and then we have 4 more years between the gap. And then after that, there is a gap where there's no one. There's no one in the church. There's no children around, and we as older people, we wonder what happened to them. And part of the responsibility is us. Us older people, we need to get out there and we need to minister. We need to witness to some of these children to stay in church. We need to go out there and fill the church to make sure that there isn't a gap that's going on there. And I think part of that's part of what happens in the gap. And in order for us to fill that gap, we must like my age group, I'm 43 years old, and I'm a minister now. So my responsibility and God has called me to go out and get the young people and lead them into what God has for me, so we can fill it.
You ready? You good? All right, we're at the 2014 UBC convention, and we're actually on a Holiday Inn with Jalen Jones of where's church from?
St. Baptist Church of Christ.
Right there, Church of Christ. All right, Jalen. So we have the theme of the convention is bridging the gap. Why do you think there's such a gap between the old people and young people, and what do you think you could do better?
I don't think the older generations they don't really change very much. They don't like to have. They think their old school style is just their way of doing things. That's how they were brought up. But like now that they see that we're reforming kind of, that they don't really like it.
Right. So now, why do you think your generation in particular doesn't come to church as much as other older generations or anything like that? Why do you think particularly your teenage group doesn't come to church?
Because we think that the older generation is too critical.
Okay, that's very good point. Very good point. Anything else?
Hello guys, Dominic the new closer. I'm here with Jelena and Shania. We're just trying to ask people around, see, kind of bridging the gap between older generations and younger generations. They're teenagers, so we kind of get their take. So, how would you ladies say that we could close the gap between older generation and say your age?
I think the older generation stopped always saying this is what you need to do and always telling us what to do. Maybe it would, we'd be able to come together and we'd be able to have a bigger and get along. Exactly. So yeah,
I think that we need to understand that we just need some freedom in what we do and the way we the way we look at church is a little bit different than them. Obviously way different. So we need to be able to do it the way that we're comfortable with doing it, not the way that they're comfortable with going to church and the way they are in church.
Yeah, us being younger people, we feel like we need to grow. We're not where they are. So just like it took them time to get where they are now, we need to time too.
It's different because you go out into the world, it's a new generation, and we go to church and we expect it to be a different generation. Yeah. But you are.
All right, we're here at the UBC Convention 2014 with Malik and Adonis. Just getting to know with bridging the gap, what their perception is of it. So, Adonis, why do you think young people and older people have a hard time correlating? Why do you think there's a gap in between them? What would you do to change that?
I think there's a gap because the two generations are different. Things were different when they were kids, so they're trying to teach us the way they were taught, but we learn differently now.
All right, and so you not being a member of the church, what made you come?
Last year I went to a thing in that area. It was fun. We all got to be together and just relax.
In a better setting, right? Yeah, it was easier for you to learn about the Lord and stuff like that. You think it's a better setting than just church itself, or?
Yeah. It's better if all the youth kids are together instead of with all the adults.
What would you do to get your friends here? Because I know you're not an avid churchgoer yourself. So what would you do to bring your friends and good people you and Adonis hang out with? What would you do?
Just tell them straight up, come to our church. It's fun.
You think that would actually get them there, to be honest?
Yeah.
You actually do it? You think that'll work?
You got him to come.
Yeah, you got him to go. Hey, perfect. So there you go. Well, that's perfect. I think we're at the UBC convention with Malik and Adonis. That's it.